You are beautiful. You are strong. You are love. You deserve to have the life you desire. It doesn't matter what others say about you. It's about what you say about you. You are worthy. Hey you guys, welcome back to You Are What You Think TV. So today I'm going to be doing a little bit of story time, sharing with you all how I navigate in my everyday when I'm faced with, some may say, situations or circumstances where you actually have the ability to pivot or change direction on course throughout your day. Because two different things occurred last Thursday when I had a lot on my plate, and I chose to just take a minute, get to my first destination, and from there I changed quite a bit of different things that I had initially planned to do. So today you're going to be given real life advice from my own everyday of what I already have experienced, and in the future you can look forward to more stories, sorry about that, that are similar. So last Thursday I was running a little bit behind, and I was like, okay, I had probably about 4 different errands I had to run before, along with the fact that I wanted to make sure I incorporated a yoga class. Well, my yoga class was like supposed to start in like 10 minutes. I was just moving so quick, and I was thinking, oh my God, I have to make it to this one yoga class. Well, the real truth is that I had choices, and I wouldn't have thought about those choices unless I took a moment and realized I don't have to rush to make it to that class. Because the truth is, if I would have pushed myself to go to that class, not only would I have been late, which I really try to avoid at this day and at my age, because I've been working on, I don't want to say time management, but on being punctual, especially as I have embraced the yogi lifestyle. So I'm like literally 2 miles headed to my yoga class, and I said, you know what? I needed to stop somewhere before this yoga class. And even though I wouldn't be able to make the stop if I didn't do it, I said, it's okay. I'm going to just breathe and make a U-turn. So that's what I did, guys. I chose to breathe. I made a U-turn, and I went to the bank, which was one of the things I wanted to make sure I did. When I got to the bank, I said, okay, I have a minute. Let me look up where I can take some more yoga classes. And, I went to the bank, did what I needed to do. By the time I came out, I even did so much as went all the way back home, because I thought I had time to run another errand since I had postponed my yoga class for a later time. And by the time I got back home, I reassessed again and said, you know what? I don't have to do this today. I can do it tomorrow. So I was like, okay, I'd rather be early to this yoga class than show up late. So I'm just saying that when you have a lot on your schedule, even if you're not able to complete a lot within a day, it's okay to just take a breather and give yourself 5 minutes. Think about how important is it for you to do all the things you had set out to do within the day. Because I'm going to tell you that most often than not, every once in a while, you're not going to have a completely productive day. And that is perfectly fine. You have to be able to prioritize. You have to be able to prioritize what you have to do within the day versus what you want to do within the day. Because if something can wait to the next day or a couple days later, don't stress yourself or worry yourself about pretty much spreading yourself too thin to get that thing done. So that's my first story time. When I talk about mindfulness, like in my previous videos, I like to give you guys real life examples of where that took place in my life. That way I'm teaching or telling you from my own personal experience of how I chose to navigate mindfulness in a time of what some may feel at could be a disorderly moment. So just remember, breathe. Even if you have to pull over to the side of the road, give yourself like 2 to 5 minutes. Think, how important, on a scale from 1 to 10, how important is it that I do this one thing? If it's really important, then think about all the other things you have planned to do and put them in order from least important, or put them in order from most important to least important. That way you make sure that you get the most important things done in that day, and anything that falls under the most important can honestly be moved to another day. Easy peasy. I feel like people should really work on managing their peace in other way. People always talk about, you'll hear people say, oh, managing stress, managing, toxicity and things like that. And it's like, manage your peace. Peace for me is like top of the list. I really try to navigate through life without having too much worry in my mind. So anytime I get an opportunity to like pivot or reassess something that seems like it may throw my day off or cause unnecessary like worry or concern, I'm always like, yeah, I'm going to just take a minute and think about how important is it that I get that thing done. So in your everyday, please be mindful and try to reassess some of the things that may seem overwhelming for you to get done within a day, just because you may feel like you might not have that much time. And always make sure that you try to knock out the most important things. That way you feel the most productive by your day's end. Second thing I want to talk about is, it was within the same day. I had felt like, I'm always cooking. I don't feel like cooking. I'm going to go and get some food. So I stopped at 2 restaurants because I'm one of those people that if I have a taste for something, I'm going to stop as many times as I need to get everything I need so that my belly is happy. So I went to one restaurant, placed an order. It was going to be about 30 minutes. So I went down the street to another store. As I'm walking into this restaurant, there's a young lady on the phone, and she rolled her eyes as I was walking in, and I noticed it. But it was so funny because I was at such a state of peace. I just knew that her response to seeing me at that moment wasn't personal, to say the least. It didn't feel personal either. I was like in my own world, relaxed, feeling good, like, oh, I'm about to get some food. I'm about to just, enjoy the rest of this day. It was a pretty chill day, but I tried to make the most of it for me. And so I was just like, this young lady probably has had a difficult day. And then it actually made me remember back to times when I might have rolled my eyes when I was at work because I was annoyed by something, wanted to get off, and knew that I was going to have to stay at work later than expected. So many different reasons as to why that could have happened at that exact moment. And while I could have taken it personal and could have made it throw my day off, or could have like asked her if she got an eye problem, I could have responded to her in a negative way, knowing wholeheartedly that her reaction had nothing to do with me. Or I could have did what I did, which was think like, did I ever have any like pretty crappy days at work where, I didn't necessarily take it out on a customer, but my facial expressions might have been wild, or I might have rolled my eyes at, maybe not the best timing. And someone might have thought it was, it's so many different things. So I want you to also be mindful as you go through your day. If you encounter people who may respond to you maybe a little more unpleasant than you're expecting, because you got to remember that in life, everyone is experiencing life differently. They have their own set of issues that they're going through, things they have to do within a day, and they may be feeling completely different from how you're feeling based off of what it is they may have heard throughout the day, or just how they're feeling based off of, it can be a numerous amount of things, guys. So don't just be mindful as it pertains to your success within your day when it comes to tasks. Be mindful of others people's responses to you, or response to you, because most times it's not personal and you should take it as such. Don't allow someone else's negativity to ruin your day. If it does throw you off, just like internalize and reaffirm yourself, and just kind of just give them grace, because I'm pretty sure you've experienced difficult days at work, or difficult days in general at some point or time in your life that has maybe thrown your day off or affected how your response to the public might have been. I know I can relate to that, so that's why I gave that person grace and kind of didn't even pay too much attention to it. But I was like, oh, this is a great story, because I do actually recall in my past associating with people who have, friends and such, who've been like, this was happening, and I was, they had already had a pretty stressful day or aggravating day. And then they, get some food out or something, and then they're getting attitude from the server, or attitude from the person taking their order. And it's just like, relax, you're not the only person here. You got to understand that while you're having a difficult day, other people could be having difficult days too. And if you're having a good day, someone can still be having a difficult day. So it's just being mindful, guys, of just the fact that we are all human, having different human experiences on different days. So that is my spiel for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed both of those stories and are able to apply what I've shared with you in your everyday life. And it has been real. Make sure that you like and subscribe, especially if you enjoyed this video and if you look forward to future content. Until next time, guys, be well.